at, but the insurance industry is very notorious for, we're keeping all our secrets to ourselves. If you leave us, we're going to sue you. The insurance industry likes to do the whole, we're going to send you a cease and desist over something we can't sue you on, but we hope that you're too scared to get the attorney and then you let it go.
Sounds like salon industry, yes.
And I'm basically going to do a keynote on, non-competes or BS.
Yeah.
Non-competes, and the center of it is, the nucleus of that presentation is, non-competes are designed for you to protect your business against malice. Mm-hmm. They are not designed for you to control the lives of your former employees.
Right. And I'll be the first to say that. I had non-competes that I kept in my business for a long time. In the recent probably 2 years, I dropped it. But none of it was meant to stop them from being productive individuals in town. It's meant to, in which some I've had to send some cease and desist. It's like, you can't download every client's file
right.
because it's personal information. That's malice against the business at that point. But I've also had such an open door policy. We're splitting ways, take all of your client information out of my system. Most of the time, I even leave the building so they don't feel harassed with me hovering. And I'm like, get it. Get all your information, call all your people, let them know. I'm sure you may have already. And I try to make it split. Does it after the split end well? Almost never. Mm-hmm. I'll never lie. I don't know why that happens. I think a lot of it is just tension on either side. But I always wish the best for these people. And I'm happy for their successes, because I know that they worked for that. And like you're saying, if you're not ready to do it with us anymore, then why would I want to hinder what you're doing on your own? Mm-hmm. If anything, why wouldn't you take a little bit of healthy competition? Like, I'm very competitive spirit. If anything, that pushes me to be better and better and better.
Right. Well, and the other thing I told that guy that called me is I said, also, it holds me accountable. If I'm giving away my best stuff for free, then I have to improve upon it.
Always be creating content, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why I was saying, like, all I gave away is what I gave away then. Every single day I have new thoughts and I imagine new things and I see new techniques come to fruition in my mind. They don't get that. Right. They're not living in here with me. So giving it away, they might only absorb 10% of what you said. Mm-hmm. So give them that 10%. Let them turn it into their own thing. I remember in one situation, a stylist that formerly worked with me had used a term that wasn't a real term at the time, and we joked about it in the salon and we said it all the time. Now it's used as a normal hair term in the industry, but at the time, whenever they split with me, it was like, Tara's still in her term, and I'm like, I mean, it's like a word. Like we combine two normal termed words into one word.
Is it trademark?
And now it's like it's used everywhere, right? It's a common term, but it's just funny how little minute things that us as business owners might not think anything of, to that person may be their only thing. Mm-hmm. And they hold pride and they hold some kind of attachment to that. So I've just learned to freely give information and to coach without any resentment or holding back at all based off of prior experience.
And it puts you, by you doing that in the person's mind, it puts you so far ahead of your other competitors in the coaching space. Like, I'm getting way more out of this. In one of the Facebook groups I was talking about, somebody posted in there, and they were an agency owner, had somebody leave and go somewhere else, and they were considering sending cease and desist and all that. And I posted this long response to it and basically said, look, and this is so in the insurance industry, we have personal lines and commercial lines. And yes, you can get into some crazy revenue with commercial lines, but most people are going to be personal lines, which is, you're making $100 a policy, no big deal. And I said, look, if they intentionally go after your business and how much could they take? Like seriously, how much could they take? $10,000 in revenue? That's what it's going to cost you to go after them.
Yes.
You would be better off picking up the phone, calling her and saying, which accounts do you want? And they're going to feel guilty. And if they are brave enough to say, I want this one, this one, this one, it's not going to be $10,000 worth.
Right.
You're better off doing that. Are there situations where people get screwed over? Yes. Are
Absolutely.
there situations where people target you? Yes. But I would argue that if you fire somebody or somebody quits and they intentionally go after you and hurt you, it's your fault for not firing them before you figured out they were that kind of person.
Almost always.
Like every single time.
Almost always.
That's what like a lot of business owners I think don't realize. Like everything's your fault. Like every single thing that happens, even the things that aren't your fault are your fault. You know, we had an issue pop up yesterday with a client and a lender. Like, look, it's my fault because we should have called. Like, we should have had a process in place. We couldn't help that it happened, but we should have had a process in place to catch it early enough that it didn't become an issue.
Right.
You know?
And it took a long time to get there, right?
Absolutely.
So you head start on the game for being there already.
Well, mine was from, prior to opening Portal, I was kind of like a manager at another company for 6 years, and I was like the worst manager in the world. So mine was from, okay, I'm just going to do the opposite of what I did here. And a lot of that was a result of corporate red tape and things, and you can only do so much. But anyway...